what do all these dishes have in common? Paella, risotto, chicken fried rice, jambalaya, jollof rice. That's right, they aren't biryani. Rice is the most eaten dish in the entire world. It's estimated 520 million metric tons are consumed every year. And just to help you truly understand just how much that is, that's over the weight of 4.5 trillion Costco all beef hot dogs. Anyways, there's so many unbelievable rice dishes in the world, and chicken biryani has to be talked about as one of the best. It's got richness, it's got texture, and a boatload of spices. When it's done right, it has to be one of the most delicious dishes in the entire world. But it has to be done right. Now let's see if a Canadian who sunburns pretty easily has what it takes to make one of the best dishes in the world. The only way to start off biryani is with onions. So now I'm gonna go ahead and slice up 2 large red onions. This is the base of the dish. Come on, who doesn't love fried onions?
Hey, who left this bowl of onions here?
I mean, actually, probably some people.
No onion.
They don't have to be too skinny. Maybe a 1/4 inch thick, an 1/8. Well, that's an ugly onion. I think it's rotten. Bad onion. I'll just move these to the side. We're gonna be doing this all in the same pot, so you gotta make sure it's big enough. Now I'm gonna add a couple inches of oil. It's about 1.5 to 2 inches of oil. Then I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of ghee. The oil's to fry and the ghee is for flavor. It's like movie theater popcorn. And ghee, if you don't know what ghee is pretty much just clarified butter or the butter that the movie theater puts in your popcorn. Once our oil gets a little hot, I'm just gonna drop in the onions. It doesn't have to be really hot. And just move these around a bunch. So we're just gonna cook them down for like 10 minutes and you can smell them. And if you listen really closely, you can just hear them.
This is Indian food, chicken biryani.
All right, we're gonna pull them out when they look like this, all crispy and delicious. Be careful because they will burn fast. As soon as a lot of the water content comes out, they'll burn quickly. Okay, we reserve this to the side. Next is ginger garlic paste. What do you need to make ginger garlic paste? Day-old bread. Just kidding, just ginger and garlic. All we have to do is peel our ginger and garlic, place in a blender with a little bit of water to make it easier, and blend all together. I think my blender's burning. All right, we're breaking down a bird. Okay, to break down this bird, we're gonna cut the seam between the leg and the carcass. I'm gonna do this on both sides, and then I'm gonna take off the leg. Next up, we're going right down the center plate. Cut on one side of the breast and slice all the way across the carcass. Turn it over and get between the wing and the back. If you wanna get out the wishbone, I like to just cut through it and remove it after. We're gonna save the carcass for chicken stock, and then the next step is to remove all the skin. For biryani, we don't want the skin. And then cut off the wingtip. From here, I'm gonna cut the breast into 3s because they're pretty big. And then we'll repeat for the other breast, and then deskin the thighs as well. And then separate the leg from the thigh, and repeat for the other leg. All right, now this is the most important part of the entire recipe, the chicken marinade. We can't mess this up. So to a bowl, I'm gonna add my chicken pieces. You don't have to use a whole chicken. You can use chicken drumsticks only, chicken thighs, chicken breast if you really want. 1 cup of yogurt, a good amount of our ginger garlic paste, maybe 4 tablespoons, 1/2 tablespoon turmeric, 2 tablespoons garam masala, and 2 tablespoons of kashmiri chili powder. Look at the color on this. It's not your normal chili powder, but if you only have chili powder, just use it. And there's only one way to mix this. We have to add just some of our fried onions and let it marinate. Marinade for at least 30 minutes, preferably overnight. Now I'm just gonna wash 2 cups of basmati rice. Come on, if you're still not washing your rice, what are you doing? After you wash the rice until the water is generally clear, we're just gonna let this sit in some water and soak for about 30 minutes. This will make all the individual strands a lot longer after they cook. So we've let the chicken marinate for 30 minutes. I've discarded half of the onion oil because we don't need all of it. Now we're just gonna sear our chicken. So now we're gonna chuck in some green chilies and some tomatoes. 5 green chilies and 2 tomatoes. We're just gonna fry it for a couple minutes and then add our chicken. All right, I'm adding the pieces of chicken. Just dump it. And we're gonna let it sear in that oil. You wouldn't believe the smell coming off this thing.
This is Indian food.
Chicken biryani. Now the chicken's seared and the tomatoes have pretty much disintegrated. I'm gonna pull out half the chicken and a couple of the chili peppers. We gotta cook our rice. We're gonna season our boiling water. 2-star anise, 5 whole cloves, 4 cardamom, 1 cinnamon stick, 1 green chili, good amount of salt. And now I'm gonna add our soaked washed rice that I drained. Mix it all up, cook it, but only 80% of the way through. We don't wanna overcook it because we'll finish cooking it in the biryani. All right, our rice is cooked. All right, it's time for the best part. Well, other than eating it, but it's the layering process. So get our chicken back on low heat. To layer, we're gonna add half of our rice, fried onions, some garam masala, some coriander, chopped mint, and then lastly, we'll add the rest of our chicken, the rest of our rice, the rest of the onions, a little more garam masala, coriander and mint, then a little bit of ghee, and some saffron water, which is just saffron, hot water, pinch of salt, and a pinch of sugar. Now we'll cover it with a dishcloth, keep the heat on low, and we're gonna steam it for 15 minutes. All right guys, that's it. We made chicken biryani, one of the best rice dishes in the world. Now there's only one thing left to do. It's spicy. Ooh, it's amazing. Oniony, spicy, minty, rich. This is truly one of the best rice dishes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna finish the rest of this plate. Get on out of here.